87 years. 87 years I've been on this earth. And you know what the saddest part is? I spent most of them wrong. Not wrong like I hurt somebody. Wrong in the quiet way. The way that doesn't make noise. The way that just slips by you. Day after day. Year after year. Until one morning you wake up. Your hands are wrinkled. Your knees hurt. And you're sitting in a chair wondering where did it all go. My name is Earl. Born in 1937. I've outlived 2 wives, my closest friends, and one of my own children. And that last one broke something in me that never fully healed. But I'm not here to make you cry. I'm here to tell you the truth. The kind nobody tells you when you're young and full of fire and you think you've got all the time in the world. Because that's the biggest lie life ever tells you. Time. You think you've got so much of it. You think you'll start really living next year. After the promotion. After the kids grow up. After you pay off the house. I said after for 60 years. And now I'm 87. And there ain't too many afters left for me. So listen to me. Especially if you're somewhere between 20 and 50. Because the choices you're making right now, today, they're building the life you're going to look back on from a chair like mine. And I want yours to be a good one. The first thing I wasted was my own dream. When I was young, my father wanted me to be a doctor. Not because I wanted it, because he wanted it. He grew up poor. And in his mind, a doctor was the safest, most respected thing a man could be. So I became a doctor. I was good at it. People trusted me. I helped people. But deep down in a place I never talked about, I knew it wasn't mine. What I really wanted, since I was a boy sitting under a tree with a notebook, was to write just stories about people, about life. About the things nobody says out loud but everybody feels. I never wrote a single one because I told myself I'd do it later, after residency, after the practice was stable, after I retired. I retired at 72. By then my hands shook, my eyes needed 2 pairs of glasses, and the stories that had lived in my head for 50 years had gone quiet. Like they got tired of waiting and finally just left. That's the thing about your gifts. You don't get to ignore them forever. Eventually, they stop knocking. I think about the man I could have been if I had just been brave enough to choose myself. Don't make that mistake. Don't let your real life wait in a drawer while you live somebody else's version of success. The second thing I wasted were the people who loved me. I had a wife, Dorothy. Dot, I called her. She had a laugh that could fill a whole room. Warm, unself-conscious. The kind you don't hear much anymore. Dot loved me completely, foolishly, without conditions. And I treated that love like furniture, like it would always just be there. I worked 6, sometimes 7 days a week. I told myself I was doing it for the family. But most of it was because work was easier than being present. Work had clear goals. Marriage was messier. Emotions were messier. And I was not a man comfortable with mess. So I stayed at the office. I came home after the kids were in bed. I sat at the dinner table with my mind already somewhere else. And Dot would look at me across that table. I can still see it, with this look in her eyes. Not anger. Worse than anger. Loneliness. She was lonely inside her own marriage. She died of a stroke at 61. No warning. One morning she was there. By afternoon she was gone. I sat in that house for 3 days before I could make a single phone call, thinking about every evening I chose work over sitting with her. Every morning I left before she woke up. Every time she said, I just want you to be here, Earl. I'd give anything, to sit at that dinner table one more time. And my children, I showed up for the big days. The graduations, the recitals, but the ordinary Tuesdays, the Saturday mornings, when they just wanted their dad to sit with them. I missed those, thousands of them. My son James is in his 50s now. Good man. But there's a distance between us that I built brick by brick. Every time I was too tired or too distracted to just be his father. That's on me. Entirely on me. I see you checking your phone at dinner, half listening when your kid is talking, getting through the week just to finally relax on the weekend. The people in your life are not permanent. Nothing is permanent. Put the phone down. Look at the person in front of you. Actually listen. Not to respond, just to hear them. Because one day, they won't be there. And you'll be replaying every meal you were distracted, every bedtime you skipped, and nothing will fill that hole. The third thing I wasted was years living in fear. Not fear of big things. The small, daily, grinding fear of what people think. The decisions I didn't make. The things I didn't say. The dreams I quietly buried. All because I was afraid of judgment. What my father would say. What the neighbors would say. What some crowd of people, most of whom weren't even paying attention, might think. I kept shrinking. Kept playing small. Kept choosing the safe option. The expected option. The option that wouldn't make anyone uncomfortable. Even in my 70s retired, nothing left to prove. I would still catch myself editing what I said at dinner so nobody would argue with me. Editing myself at 70 years old. Do you know how exhausting it is to spend your whole life performing a version of yourself that's been approved and made, saved for public consumption? You lose yourself in it. Slowly, quietly, like a photograph left in the sun. And here's the painful truth about fear. The things you're afraid of mostly never even happen. I was afraid my father would stop loving me if I didn't become a doctor. He would not have. He told me on his deathbed, "Earl, I just wanted you to be happy. That's all I ever wanted." He never got to see me happy because I spent my whole life trying to make him proud instead of asking him what he actually wanted. The things you don't say, the love you hold back, the version of yourself you keep hidden because you're afraid it's too much. Let it out. You were not put here to disappear into what's expected of you. But here's what I finally learned. And this is the most important part. 3 years ago, I was 84. My second wife had passed. I was alone in this house. Bitter, the quiet kind of bitter that makes everything gray. And then one morning, just a Tuesday, my granddaughter Amara came to visit. 12 years old. She has her grandmother's eyes. She sat across from me and said, just like that, "Grandpa, tell me something true." I laughed. Hadn't really laughed in a while. And I said, "Baby, the most true thing I know is this. The only moment that ever actually exists is the one you're in right now." She looked at me and said, "Then let's not waste it." And we talked for 2 hours about her school, about her life, about that, about Tennessee and fireflies and a world she'll never see. And something in me came back to life. That's the message, the real one. It is never too late to start living. I started being honest with my son James. It was the hardest conversation of my life. We both cried. 2 grown men at a kitchen table, crying about all the years we didn't really know each other. But we're building something now. Slow, real, honest. I started writing, hands shaking, typing slowly, but I started. My granddaughter reads every word. She says they're beautiful. I sit on the porch every evening now. I watch the sun go down. I don't think about what I should have done. just watch. I let it be enough. And that peace, that simple, present, grateful peace. I was chasing it through 60 years of work and striving and performing. It was here the whole time. So here is what I want to leave with you. Stop living for later. Later is a lie. Stop performing for people who aren't even watching. Call the person you've been meaning to call. Today, not tomorrow. Do the thing that scares you. The real thing. The one wearing your name on it. Love the people in your life like you know they're temporary. Because they are. So are you. Forgive faster than you think you should. Bitterness is a poison you drink, hoping someone else gets sick. And sit down sometimes. Put the phone away. Watch the light change. Let yourself be alive in this moment with this one wild, impermanent, unrepeatable life. Because that's all it is. That's all any of us have. Use it. Don't waste it the way I did. I'm 87 years old. I don't have many moments left, but the ones I've got, I'm going to use every last drop of them. If something I said today moved you, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And leave me a comment. Tell me your name. Tell me what you're going to stop waiting on. I'll be reading every single one. God bless you. Now go live your life. The Realo one, the one that was always meant to be yours, looks out the window. It's a beautiful day out there. Don't waste it.